Welcome to this week's episode of the Real Talks with Doc. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and turn on those post notifications. And if this is adding a wonderful experience to your real estate, your development, your flipping endeavors, please comment below. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Special K.
How's it going? What's new? What's new on the street with Tebow?
Okay, it's the end of the year. Can you believe it is Christmas already? Already. Happy holidays to everyone out there. Happy Hanukkah, happy Merry Christmas, and all of that good stuff. Happy, what's another one I'm missing, Kay?
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa. Don't want to miss anyone and leave anyone out. So happy holidays to everyone, to you and your family.
Absolutely. So today we want to talk about we want to talk to our target audience about home ownership, buying a home, selling a home. And these are 3 top questions that people want to know. What are the top 3 must-have features you consider when buying a home? And how do they contribute to your overall lifestyle?
So answering the first question, top 3 features when purchasing a home. The one is the kitchen. Believe it or not, people put a great deal of emphasis on the kitchen. Believe it or not, the kitchen could be the most expensive room in a house. When you start looking at your high-end appliances like your Sub-Zero, your Thermador appliances, your Wolf appliances, Cove appliances, your appliance package in the kitchen can be over $100,000. And people spend a lot of time in the kitchen. It's a place where people come together. They fellowship. It's a central hub now for the home where parents are cooking, whether it's the mother or father, while the kids are sitting somewhere off doing their homework, sometimes at the kitchen counter. And it's a place that brings a lot of memories in a home for people. Just imagine people sitting around having a glass of wine while something's slow simmering on the stove. So the kitchen is a must-have, and the kitchen is a great investment. The number 2 thing is your owner's bathroom. Yes, believe it or not, the owner's bathroom is a very important thing in a home. And I would say that's probably rated. I would probably say that's underrated because you don't think about a lot of women like space to do their makeup, to get prepared for the day. So having a nice vanity mirror or a nice vanity set in your bathroom, women find that to be very, very most appreciative. Some bathrooms are built with walk-in closets, so some bathrooms have the walk-in closet right off of the bathroom. So that closet space is very critical, so we kind of sometimes lump that in with the owner suite bath. And just having a soaking tub. Some people love baths, some people never take baths. But having that option of having a soaking tub that's separate from your shower area with double shower diverters so that, the husband and wife can be in the shower at the same time, that adds tremendous value. So think about, the number 2 places that you spend, the number 1 and the number 2 place that you spend most of your time in would be your kitchen and your owner suite. You're always sleeping there. You're always getting dressed and ready for the work day, ready for whatever event. And then the third and most important thing that people undervalue is the garage. Yes, believe it or not, some people use their garages for extra storage space, which don't do that. Be organized, have a place for everything in your home. But some people really utilize their garage for that place to come in, especially in inclement weather. They can go straight into a home. And to have that extra square footage in a home and not have your car parked on the street, believe it or not, your car insurance is lower when your house have a garage. A lot of people did not know that when I bring these things up in my buyer consultations, that when you have a garage, which you can fully secure and park your car, your home insurance is lower. Test out that theory. It's a fact. Call your insurance company and ask them that, and they'll tell you. Because think about it. If you got a car that's parked on the street, especially we're right here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., where 80 to 90% of the people park on the street because they don't have garages, or they do have garages and they use it as additional storage space, people get sideswiped all the time. Car just parked there. That's why sometimes people always remember to fold in their their side mirror, because that's another thing that's easily swapped. I can just drive randomly at any given point in any given neighborhood, and you'll see 1 or 2 cars with their side view mirrors hanging off because it's a liability. So a garage really not only adds value to your home, but it also saves you money as far as your car insurance is concerned. So I would say, Kay, thinking about it from a practical standpoint and thinking about it from a resale standpoint, those would be my top 3 areas for anyone to consider when purchasing a home.
That's very good, and that's some good knowledge. I didn't know about the garage. So, second one, for those planning to build a new home, what key factors should they prioritize in the design and construction process to ensure long-term satisfaction?
Well, now I know some of the guys are out there jumping up and down. What about the basement? What about the basement? What about the basement? She asked specific rooms, and the basement has multiple rooms. So we left the basement out. And look, this is, most houses, especially in the South, and this is for the entire nation, do not even have basements. So I purposely left that space out, not room out, because of that fact. So now, if we're talking about the basement, man, your basement can really get decked out. You're talking about an entire floor of the house for the most part, because most basements is built with the footprint of the house. So you get all of that extra space if you do have a basement. So people put theaters in their basement, which is commonly seen. People put bars in their basement, which is commonly seen. People put gyms in their basement, which is commonly seen. People put barbershop and hair salons in their basement, which is not as commonly seen, but is seen. So when you are thinking about building your house, I would say this is going to be unique for every person. Think about that space that's most important to you, because that's what you want to tell your builder, and that's what you want to tell your architect. That's where you want to put most of your emphasis. Some people have home offices in their basement if they don't have space on the first or second floor. We're actually building a new build custom home here, single family, over 4,000 square feet for one of my frat brothers and his wife. I'm sure they don't mind giving me their names. Ebony and Eric, great couple. And they have 2 offices because both of them work from home. They work remotely. So he has his office in the basement. She has her office on the first floor. And that works for them. So that's the beauty about the new build design process, is that you lay your house out the way you want, and not some cookie cutter layout that the builder is hoping that will appease to the masses and get best pricing for. So you decide that. Like, some people are big on, kitchens. Some people could care less about kitchens, and they want more of a cozy, intimate, enjoyable family space. Some men are big on their man caves. They gotta have that basement decked out. You can have that decked out day one. Some people are big on yard space. We haven't even gotten to the exterior of the home yet, especially if you have kids. You want some rear yard that you can enclose in a fence. Maybe you put a pool back there, grill out. Yard space is important to some people. Some people don't want the maintenance of yard, or they don't see the need for all of that yard space. So all of these things are critical, because the lot is also going to determine a lot about the exterior of the home, as well as how big that footprint can be from side to side when you're looking at adjacent lots to your property. So think about what are those things that are most important to you, because once you identify those things, that's where you want to put a lot of your emphasis for, to make sure that your budget can support those rooms that are most important to you.
For sure. So with home ownership, how often, home ownership often comes with unexpected challenges. Can you share an experience and the valuable lessons you learned from it?
A lot of people get into basement flooding issues. And the number one cause for basement flooding issues is that people a lot of times do not properly winterize their homes, especially homes who have never had problems in the past before. And all of a sudden you get a CPVC line that breaks and your basement floods. Well, we talked about this in one of our episodes. Go back and find that episode. I'm sure Kay has probably tied on YouTube, winterizing your home. Google that. Make sure you winterize your homes, especially in these areas where we get really frigid weather and we get consecutive days of sub-zero temperatures that can really put your home at risk of flooding. Think about it. A lot of times you get up, you go to work, you're gone for 8 hours, and a lot of times people don't go in their basement for the entire week, and you go down there and you just got this water just flooding your basement. All it takes is 4 hours and we can truly flood your basement. And I'm talking about with anywhere from about 6 inches to a foot of water. 4 hours, flood your basement out. Make sure you take the time to winterize your home. What we have started doing in our new build construction projects for our clients is that in their utility room, we give them a annual checklist. Once every 2 months, they should change their filters, no more than 3 months. Once every 3 months, they should clean their gutters, especially if they have trees around. Once every 6 months, they should do duct cleaning, especially if they have a lot of people in the home, where your ducts get debris, dirt, and grime in them, and your ducts help keep the clean air in the home that you breathe. And then most importantly, before every winter season, we have an item of checklist that they should be checking off. For instance, they should be checking off that they've opened all of their hose bills and shut off the main water valve to those hose bills. Or I shouldn't say main water valves to the hose bill. I should say the shut-off valve to those hose bills. The next thing they want to do in winterizing in their homes is making sure that they don't have any CPVC directly against a wall that is not insulated. And we see a lot of this in the basement sometimes. Sometimes people do renovations in the basements, these DIY renovations, and they remove insulation and they don't think about it, and then they got exposed CPVC on those exterior walls that could cause those same pipes to freeze and bust in the wintertime. So make sure that you don't have any exposed CPVC pipes against those exterior walls in preparation for the winter. So we got a whole checklist of things. I just highlighted some of those things that we put in the utility closet, where clients can just go through and they can just check off on this little erasable sheet that we have. And then as the year resets, they can just erase, check, check, check throughout the year, erase, check, check, check. And that really helps with home maintenance so that you don't fall victim to, having gutters. Believe it or not, people never clean their gutters. And all it takes is for that water to start channeling the wrong way, get under that roof shingle, and all of a sudden you got a consistent influx of water going into some crack, get into the interior home, and you don't realize that for months, even years later, that this water has been slowly coming in, and you got all this water damage above your drywall, between your floor joists, that have just been accumulating over years, and now you got that problem. So that's why it's important to really, 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 really maintain your home throughout the year with just some of these quick things that I highlighted that we give all of our clients in their new build construction.
That's really cool. So in addition to that, what eco-friendly features or practices would you recommend for homeowners and builders?
Eco-friendly practices. By high energy efficient appliances, by windows and doors that have a high R value so that you can retain a lot of your heat and air. Another thing you can do is, a lot of times people, believe it or not, mulching your leaves as opposed to sending them to a county landfill. If you get your landscaper, or if you buy lawnmowers that have this mulching feature, you can mulch those leaves and then become a good organic substance to really grow the base of your lawns. Go solar. A lot of people going solar now. DC has the most crazy solar energy incentives per kilowatt that you can really take advantage of and get paid on. So, going solar energy, you're not pulling so much energy off the main grid, but you're producing your own energy, and a lot of times overproducing, putting energy back on the grid that you can get compensated for. So these are the things that you can do to make sure that you are, in an eco-friendly way, doing your part to preserve the environment.
All right, so switching over to your realtor hat, in a competitive housing market, what strategies do you suggest for prospective buyers to stand out and secure their dream home or land for construction?
Every market is different. Like this market, lending is really tight, and not only is tight, interest rates are at a historical high. I mean, we're still in the 7s. Just a year ago around this time, we're in the 4s, even high 3s, if you were doing a VA loan. If you are getting your home ready for the market right now, my best advice to you is make sure that you can invest in making sure that property is turnkey ready so you can get top dollar for your home. There's limited inventory in the market, so make the investment because you don't have much competition, and that's going to give you an edge because a lot of buyers at certain price points do not have the extra liquidity, or banks are not readily giving those 2 or 3K loans for them to go in and do fixer-uppers and whatnot. They're, like, lending has gotten really strict. Make the investment, do the renovations, get top dollar for your property, Be very firm on the negotiating of any seller subsidy, because with limited inventory, you still, as a seller, you still have some negotiating power. And you don't want that buyer coming in and thinking, well, I'm going to get this money from to renovate this house, because lending is tight right now. Credit card utilization is at an all-time high. Even in the 3% of the affluent, we are seeing, and I just read the stat somewhere, that credit card utilization, again, is at an all-time high comparing the last decade. So take the time, find the money, make the renovations in your home so that it's turnkey ready and buyers don't have to even think about where am I going to get money from to make this home feel like a home. So that's my best advice to you in this market. If we're in another market, I have different advice, but an expert realtor will always give you the best advice based on the circumstances of the market so that you can best position yourself to maximize on the return of that investment of the sale of your home.